Welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. Bangladesh port city faces water shortage as river salinity increases. Foreign delegates in Nepal attend Lumbini conclave on global peace for prosperity. And hundreds of Indian men dressed up as women to celebrate Chamya Vilak festival in Kollam. Let's begin the show. India's union territory of Jammu and Kashmir is all about stunning scenery and cultural heritage. After the abrogation of Article 370, concerted endeavours have been undertaken to bolster the tourism sector in the region. Visitors are enthralled by Srinagar's serene Dal Lake, reflecting the colourful shikaras and houseboats. On the other side, from the tulip gardens to countless thrilling activities like hiking and skiing make Kashmir even more beautiful. Nestled amidst the majestic Himalayas, Jammu and Kashmir is beyond its beauty and timeless charm. For adventure enthusiasts, Kashmir never fails to offer great tourism experiences. Since the abrogation of Article 370, Kashmir is witnessing unprecedented growth, peace and prosperity. Visitors are now accepting change and moving forward in the direction of a better future of Kashmir's tourism sector. Last year, Kashmir witnessed the highest ever tourist arrivals with a record around 27 lakh footfall. In a bid to promote sports tourism, recently the Indian Institute of Skiing and Mountaineering conducted a 2-week-long special training camp in Gulmarg.
ऐसा डेस्टिनेशन मेरे ख्याल से कहीं भी नहीं है इंडिया में, ना फॉरेन में है. स्विट्जरलैंड बोलते हैं लेकिन हमारा गुलमर्ग स्विट्जरलैंड से कम खूबसूरत नहीं है, है ना. ये बात तो आपको माननी पड़ेगी. ऐसे कैंप्स लगने चाहिए और इतने कैंप्स लगने चाहिए कि छोटे बच्चों को प्रमोट करना चाहिए. दिस इज अ स्पोर्ट विच पीपल लव. छोटे बच्चे देखिए, मेरे पास इतने छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं, ये एक दिन भी मिस नहीं करते. बीमार होते हैं तो भी आते हैं स्कीइंग करने के लिए. तो कितना अच्छा रिस्पॉन्ड है पार्टिसिपेंट्स की तरफ से? वेरी गुड रिस्पॉन्ड. खेलो इंडिया आपके सामने हो रहा है ना. पीपल ऑल ओवर द इंडिया हैज कम टू टेक पार्टिसिपेट इन दिस. तो आई होप नेशनल्स भी होगा यहाँ पे और हमारे लोग काफी इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे.
A large number of energetic youths across the country participated and were seen learning the techniques of skiing at the camp. The training was supervised by professional coaches and trainers of the institute.
ये बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है. शुरू में मुझे जब तक ट्राई नहीं करा था बहुत डर लग रहा था. आई वॉज वेरी स्केर्ड, बट आफ्टर कमिंग टू गुलमर्ग एंड विद द व्यू, इतने अच्छे व्यू के साथ, इतनी अच्छी गाइडेंस के साथ, नाउ अच्छी ट्रिक्स सीखने के बाद आई एम फीलिंग लाइक दिस इज़ द बेस्ट. इतना अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है. आई थिंक आई विल कम अगेन फॉर द एडवांस और फॉर द इंटरमीडिएट कोर्स.
In an effort to further enhance the beauty of Kashmir Valley, the administration has opened Siraj Bagh, Asia's largest tulip garden for visitors, ushering in the eagerly anticipated blooming season in Srinagar. Renowned as Bagh-e-Gule Lala, the world-famous tulip garden has long been a magnet for visitors, drawing crowds from across the country to marvel at its splendid beauty. Siraj Bagh boasts a kaleidoscope of colors with its multitude of flowers, casting a spellbinding allure on all who visit. Anticipation is high for a record-breaking influx of tourists, both domestic and international, who are anxious to experience the allure of this famous monument in Kashmir.
मैं बता नहीं सकता कितना अच्छा फील हो रहा है. जो लोग बोलते हैं ना जन्नत है, तो जो आँखों से देखने से वो जन्नत ही मालूम हो रहा है. ये एक ट्यूलिप गार्डन जो है ना स्वर्ग जैसा है, बहुत ही सुंदर. इसलिए जो मन जो है ना वो बहुत ही प्रसन्न हो गया. बहुत अच्छा है.
In addition to the captivating scenery of Srinagar, the rejuvenated houseboats are not only enhancing the overall aesthetic appeal of Dal Lake, but also boosting tourism in the valley. Floating crown houseboats in Dal Lake attract large number of visitors. Each houseboat exudes timeless charm and hospitality with intricate woodwork, vibrant Kashmiri carpets, and luxurious furnishings. Visitors experience the allure of Kashmiri culture while enjoying modern amenities such as cozy bedrooms and traditional cuisine.
एक हाउस बोट में रहना भी एक बहुत यूनिक एक्सपीरियंस रहा हमारे लिए। बहुत ही ज़्यादा क्लीन था, फूड भी अच्छा था, शिकारा राइड भी काफ़ी अच्छा है। जिस तरह की आप यहाँ पर देख रहे हैं कि डल लेक के अंदर ही काफ़ी सारा मूविंग शॉप्स भी है। दिस इज़ ऑल्सो वेरी यूनिक थिंग दैट वी कैन सी इन इंडिया। तो काफ़ी अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस लग रहा है। वेदर भी बहुत अच्छा है इस समय।
Jammu and Kashmir is a testament to the enduring beauty and spirit of humanity. Its allure transcends border and beacons travelers to discover its treasures. Its breathtaking scenery, rich cultural legacy, and friendly locals make an unforgettable experience for everyone who visits. Chittagong, the second largest city in Bangladesh, is facing a severe water crisis amid drastic increases in the salinity of its primary water source, the Karnafuli River. Empty buckets, pitchers and containers were seen lining the city's streets near pumps where rationed water is provided intermittently. The salinity of the Karnafuli River has increased as climate change-induced sea level rises causes the intrusion of salt water upstream from the nearby Bay of Bengal, rendering the water untreatable and undrinkable. Saline water is undrinkable due to its high salt water content, which can lead to dehydration and health issues. We have this report.
Bangladesh, a South Asian nation with a high population density, faces a number of environmental issues such as air, water and land pollution, deforestation and climate change. These problems have far-reaching consequences on the country's economy, affecting agriculture, public health, productivity, infrastructure and natural resources. Chittagong, the second largest city in Bangladesh, is facing a severe water crisis amid drastic increases in the salinity of its primary water source, the Karnafuli River. Empty buckets, pitchers and containers could be seen lining in the city's streets near pumps where rationed water is provided intermittently. The crisis comes as over 8 million people in the port city are observing fast from dawn to dusk during the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.
সপ্তাহের ভিতরে একবার পানি পাই অথবা দুই সপ্তাহের ভিতরে একবার পানি পাই। আমরা থাকি গরিব মানুষ বস্তি করে, এখানে মনে করেন কম টাকার ভিতরে ভাড়া থাকি। এখন পানি যদি পানিও না পাই, গ্যাসও নাই, লাকড়ি জ্বালাই, অনেক কষ্ট আমগো দিন যাপন যায়।
According to reports, groundwater level in Chittagong city has declined by 20 meters over the past 40 years, mainly due to excessive withdrawal, leaving hundreds of tube wells useless. Experts have linked an ongoing severe water crisis to excessive extraction of groundwater. Heavy industries often use the shortcut of extracting groundwater instead of carrying water from far away rivers.
পাড়া থেকে ভেলোর দিকে থেকে শুরু করে বেশ কয়েক জায়গায় পানি নেই, সেজন্য একটু অসহায়তা পোহাতে হচ্ছে। তো গতকালকে রাতে পানি নিয়েছিলাম, আধা বেলা গিয়েছে, এখন আবার নেওয়া লাগলো। তো আমি আসলে মনে করি যে সরকারের ব্যাপারটা শুরু করা উচিত। এই এলাকায় পানি না দেওয়া, আসলে রোজা রেখে পানিটা না আসলে একটু কষ্টকর হয়ে যাচ্ছে।
The presence of arsenic and salinity in groundwater has increased the water crisis. The salinity of the Karnafuli River has increased as climate change-induced sea level rises causes the intrusion of salt water upstream from the nearby Bay of Bengal, rendering the water untreatable and undrinkable. Saline water is undrinkable due to its high salt content, which can lead to dehydration and health issues.
যখন বেশি পরিমাণ স্যালাইনিটি উঠে তখন আমরা পানিটা নিই না, কারণ আমরা তো আমাদের তো স্যালাইনিটি ট্রিটমেন্ট করার আমাদের সেই সক্ষমতা নেই। তো আমরা যখন স্যালাইনিটির পরিমাণ নেমে আসে, অর্থাৎ ভাটার সময় একদম যখন স্যালাইনিটির পরিমাণ আমরা হয়, তখন আমরা পানিটা ধরি। তো এক্ষেত্রে আমার পানির প্রোডাকশনটা অনেক কমে গেছে, এবং পানির প্রোডাকশনটা কমে যাওয়ার ফলে আমরা শহরে যে পানিটা দিচ্ছি সেটা আমরা রেশনিং করে দেওয়া লাগছে। অর্থাৎ আগে যেখানে পানি প্রত্যেকদিনই পেত, ওখানে তাদেরকে আমরা একদিন অন্তর একদিন বা যারা 2 দিন অন্তর একদিন এরকম করে আমরা পানিটা দেওয়া লাগছে।
According to the World Health Organization, consuming water with elevated salinity levels can disrupt the body's electrolyte balance, causing hypertension, kidney problems, and other health complications. Experts opine that if the arbitrary use of groundwater is not stopped, it will be difficult to handle the situation in the coming days. They suggest that the disaster should be reduced with proper supervision and planning.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
Bhutan's king Jigme Khesar Namgyel Wangchuk arrived in Dhaka this week to attend celebrations for Bangladesh's 54th Independence Day. The king was greeted by Bangladesh President Mohammad Shahabuddin on his arrival and attended a ceremonial welcome. Bhutan's king visited Bangladesh National Martyrs Memorial to mark the South Asian country's 54th Independence Day. The king was joined by President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Accompanied by Queen Jeston Pema, cabinet members and high-rank government officials, the king is visiting Bangladesh after more than a decade. Wangchuk met with Hasina at the presidential palace before both countries signed 3 memorandums of understanding in health and commerce sectors. South Korea's shoppers snatched up green onions on sale at a Seoul supermarket as worries grew over high-produced prices. A central bank survey showed on Tuesday that South Korea's consumer sentiments has dropped sharply in March, with inflation hitting the dinner table emerging as a major policy issue at next month's elections. Consumer inflation shot to the headlines after President Yoon Suk Yeol visited a supermarket last week. Opposition party members and consumer groups criticize Yoon for being out of touch when the same product is normally sold at more than 4,000 won. The country's consumer inflation accelerated in February after 3 months of easing due to supply-side pressures, mostly from higher agricultural prices. In Tel Aviv, a crowd of hostage families and their supporters gathered outside the Israeli defense headquarters this week, demanding a deal be made to release their loved ones. Some locked themselves into cages in protest, others held up photos of their loved ones. In a statement calling for the protest, the hostage families and supporters blamed Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for straining ties with their strongest ally, the US, and putting the hostage deal and the country at risk. This came after Netanyahu recalled the negotiators from Doha and said on Monday that he will not send a delegation as planned to Washington after the United States refrained from vetoing a UN Security Council proposal calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. Netanyahu, according to a statement from his office, said that Washington's failure to block the proposal was a clear retreat from its previous position and would hurt war efforts against Hamas as well as efforts to release over 130 hostages in Gaza captivity.
Moving on to Nepal's Lumbini, birthplace of Lord Buddha, that recently served as the backdrop for a significant gathering of minds. The Lumbini Conclave on Global Peace and Prosperity brought together dozens of foreign delegates from around the world, all converging with a shared goal to bolster peace and prosperity on a global scale. The objective of the conclave was to promote Lumbini as a beacon of peace and to attract investments that can drive Nepal's economic growth.
The Lumbini Conclave on Global Peace and Prosperity took place at Lumbini, Nepal from March 21st to 22nd and was attended by dozens of foreign delegates stationed in India and Nepal. The conclave was organized to promote the destination of Lumbini, increase investment in Nepal, and enhance global fraternity. Discussions and presentations on investment opportunities in Nepal and tourism potential have been the major highlights and successes of the event.
We had a very important segment on business this morning. That was the pre-investment summit actually. So we shared everything there, also from the Investment Board Nepal, Tourism Board Nepal. There was the presentation. I also spoke on behalf of the government of Nepal to invite FDI in Nepal and ensuring all the atmosphere which is necessary here for the FDI. And also informally we are in close interaction with the ambassadors here and the representatives of different missions, and we are exchanging views how to strengthen the bilateral relationship on the one hand and open up more avenues of bilateral cooperation. And at the right moment we are going to hold this investment summit next month, and we have invited the government representatives and the state-owned companies and private investors to come here and invest in Nepal in different sectors.
Hosted jointly by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Honorary Consular Corps Nepal, the conclave witnessed the participation of ambassadors and representatives from diplomatic missions in Nepal, experts on foreign affairs, and others.
The main message they are getting from Nepal, the birthplace of Buddha, is basically peace for prosperity. The reason why the theme was chosen is that there are so many wars and conflict going on around the world, internal war, external war going on, talking about Ukraine, talking about Sudan, Gaza, number of places. So I think we need peace for poverty alleviation, we need peace for prosperity. So that is one of the messages.
The event was organized to connect Lumbini with nearly 1 billion Buddhists around the globe. It aimed to highlight the cultural and religious importance of Lumbini.
Moving on. As part of a unique tradition, hundreds of male devotees dressed up as women and performed annual prayer rituals recently at Hindu goddess Bhagwati's temple in Kollam in India's Kerala state. The men, clad in saris decked up with heavy jewellery, carried oil lamps and other prayer offerings to celebrate the festival. Take a look. Kerala, known as God's own country, is characterized by lush green landscapes, serene backwaters, pristine beaches, and a vibrant cultural heritage. Kollam, a picturesque city situated on the southwestern coast of Kerala, serves as a dynamic cultural center infused with rich history and natural beauty. At the heart of Kollam's spiritual landscape stands the Kotankulangara temple, dedicated to the Hindu goddess Bhagwati, a river deity worshipped for her protective and benevolent powers. The temple serves as a focal point of religious and cultural activities, drawing devotees from far and wide to pay homage to the goddess and seek her blessings. Each year, as part of the temple's annual festivities, male devotees from various walks of life come together to participate in a unique ritual where they dress up as women to perform special prayers and offerings to the goddess. The act of male devotees dressing up as women for the temple ritual carries profound symbolism and spiritual significance. This tradition, locally known as Bhagwati Theyyam, is deeply rooted in the folklore and religious practices of the region.
ഞാനിപ്പോൾ മൂന്നാമത്തെ വട്ടമാണ് വിളക്കെടുക്കുന്നത്. ഇതിന് മുന്നേ എടുത്ത എല്ലാ വിളക്കും എടുത്തപ്പോഴും അമ്മ എൻ്റെ കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം നടത്തി തന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഈ വർഷവും ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ വേറൊരു കാര്യസാധ്യത്തിനായിട്ട് അമ്മയുടെ മുന്നിലെത്തിയേക്കാണ്.
On the day of the ritual, the transformed male devotees, adorned in women's attire and accessories, gather at the temple to commence the ceremony. For the devotees participating in this unique ritual, it is not merely a theoretical performance, but a deeply rooted spiritual experience and devotional journey. The ritual has gained recognition beyond the borders of Kollam and Kerala, attracting tourists, scholars, and cultural enthusiasts from around the world.
The festival Chamya Velukku is celebrated because in ancient times village small kids were playing here and they found some coconut. So they wanted to break the coconut and eat that coconut. So they found a stone. So they tried to break the coconut on that stone. But some blood came out from that stone and their small kids got scared. So what they did, they went to the pujari, the saint, and they asked. So they told that there is some devotee power over here, like Adi Shakti, called as goddess Bhagwati. So you start worshipping her. So they started worshipping her, and what happened after worshipping her? That time there was no woman. So these small kids used to dress up as women and they used to worship the goddess Bhagwati. So one day goddess Bhagwati directly came and she gave the blessing that once in a year men should dress as women, as cross dress, and worship me. I'll be very happy. So this is how this ancient tradition from Kerala started, and everyone started coming here and worshipping goddess Bhagwati.
The unique ritual fosters a sense of community spirit and unity among the devotees, transcending barriers of caste, creed, and gender. It is a testament to the enduring power of faith, tradition, and cultural diversity. It exemplifies the inclusive and dynamic nature of Hindu religious practices while offering devotees a unique opportunity to express their devotion and reverence to the divine in a spiritually transformative manner. Now it's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.